Bangladesh now going on that dependency of the spinners.
That'll be another boundary. Just a hint of width.
That's shows that trusting the wicket so very important at times. Just a hint, as you said. Just look at that shot. Just pretty much moving when the shot was played. Not easiest when you're a little off balance. Seemed to find his spot very, very nicely.
I wonder if when both teams in batting, we've sort of pointed towards as you call it, the lack of discipline of bowling, particularly the spin of Sri Lanka, and now the seam of Bangladesh. But we'll get back to that. 37 with
নতুন ক্লোজার ট্রিপল ফ্রেশ ফর্মুলার সাথে তোমাকে দেয় সতেজ কনফিডেন্স।
পিওরিজ বাংলাদেশ সরকারের প্রতিষ্ঠান দ্বারা যাচাইকৃত একমাত্র ওয়াটার পিউরিফায়ার।
They're just, we're talking about being critical of the Sri Lankan spinners and a little bit critical now of the Bangladesh seamers. Are we not being overly critical? Is this not a surface that is just so conducive for batting that being a bowler here is just hard work? Or are we seeing a lack of discipline?
We saw that the Chattogram track was pretty batting friendly. Despite that, we saw the Bangladeshi spinners taking the wickets, the Sri Lankan pacers taking the wicket. Now, this is a different kind of wicket. It's not as batting friendly as the one in Chattogram. So it has something. We've seen the pace bowlers moving it about a bit early in the innings, later in the innings. So if one side can manage that, why not the capabilities of the other pacers on the other side? And reciprocally, it's the spinners from Bangladesh doing the bulk of the wicket taking where it's not happened. It's very difficult to explain. Did he get a bit of awkward bounce on that one? He's got some runs, but not the most committed stroke there. These are the little things, shots like that encourage the bowlers. But I wouldn't say there's nothing for the spinners. It's a batting paradise. I'd say if you are tidy with your lines and lengths, you're prepared to be a little inventive in your form of attack, you can eke out the wickets.
There's an old cricketing cliche that goes around, control the run rate, you control the game. Well, the run rate sits at just about 4 to the over. So Bangladesh not controlling that run rate at the moment. And when you don't often create opportunities. Rakib was on the money that over. 39 without loss.
নতুন ক্লোজার ট্রিপল ফ্রেশ ফর্মুলার সাথে তোমাকে দেয় সতেজ কনফিডেন্স।
অয়েল স্কিনে পিছলে গেল চান্স। পন্ডসম্যান লাইটনিং অয়েল কেয়ার ফেস ওয়াশ।
spoken a little bit about your disappointment with the disciplines of the Steamers early on in this innings, which brings us nicely round to the recall or the coaxing of Mustafa Zira back into the squad to tour the West Indies.
I like your use of the word coaxing. Yeah, it needed to be sort of through some back to that in a moment. As he whips that away once again. Just from Mossadegh, the discipline that Shakib has shown is not there. Yeah, Mustafa is not really interested in the longer version. He's in the president's box. That's better. Sri Lanka still trailing by 324 runs. Going through the overs quickly, need a tight continuation of this kind of bowling to just pull back that run rate that have gone on earlier through some rather tardy work by the pace bowlers. Sadek Hussain getting his opportunity by virtue of the bad luck of a fractured finger of Naeem Hassan, given away to his opportunities here. Ping down leg again. And that's got to go to the boundary. Just the lack of discipline, once again evident. 45 without loss. And I think they're going to call for some drinks now.
অয়েল স্কিনে পিছলে গেল চাঁদ। পন্ডসপেন লাইটনিং অয়েল কেয়ার ফেস ওয়াশ। নতুন যুগের দূষণ ফোটালেও যায় না, তাই পিওরিট।
Plain sailing for Sri Lanka at the moment. 45 without loss after just 11 overs. We've seen a flurry of boundary just before this afternoon drink session. Fernando and Karunaratne going nicely in reply. But it has been a day of fluctuating fortunes for both sides. reflection of the match. Bangladesh winning the toss and deciding to bat first. 365 all out at 24 for 5. Mushfiqur Rahim and Litton Das came together and both recorded wonderful hundreds. Mushfiqur Rahim unbeaten at the close of that innings on 175 not out. Sri Lanka in reply, 45 without loss. Going along swimmingly. Plenty of dignitaries in the house today in the stadium. The president of the PCB on the left of screen. Spin from both ends, but it's been loose-ish, to say the least. Not this man. He's as tight as ever.
The dependency on Shakib Al Hasan is uncanny. Over the years, when things are not going well for your team, Shakib will be the man, the skipper, and the rest of the team will be looking at to get a breakthrough. And Bangladesh desperately need a breakthrough now. These two are looking very comfortable, going at a good rate of knots over the 4 mark in terms of run rate. And Momin Ul Haq has got a few problems in his hand. He would like a wicket. He'd like to put the pressure back. Sri Lanka doing the right things at the moment. This is the boundary before that break down the leg side and whipped away with utmost comfort.
We see this happening, don't we, with bowlers when there's a left-hand, right-hand combination at the wicket. Coaches like to have those combinations. And they like it because it evidently interferes with bowlers' lines. You see it a lot happening now in white ball cricket.
And it's up to the bowler or his abilities in adjusting to that line and being forced to come round the wicket once, over the wicket the next ball maybe, and the whole field changes, whole angles change for you. It's how you manage that, just like that. So he's happy, and that shows the caliber of a bowler. In these little tiny adjustments that are needed, batsmen are always looking out for that erring in line to pounce upon.
One thing about Shakib is you very seldom see a rank bad delivery. Fairly consistent. Doesn't give much room. He's tight on that off stump. If there is something in the surface, then he gets some turn, but otherwise he relies a lot on his accuracy. Patient enough to wait for a batter to make a mistake. Play across one that's maybe straight or a sweep one that's a little bit too full. One thing he can do is hold an end. Give you a degree of control. Won't enjoy that. 48 without loss.
নতুন ক্লোজা ট্রিপল ফ্রেশ ফর্মুলার সাথে তোমাকে দেয় সতেজ কনফিডেন্স।
পিওরিট, বাংলাদেশ সরকারের প্রতিষ্ঠান দ্বারা যাচাইকৃত একমাত্র ওয়াটার পিউরিফায়ার।
Yeah, the one thing about Shakib is his use of the crease. Release points. Sometimes he likes to get really tight and release the ball from close to the stumps. And when he does that, he's looking to trap your LBW. He wants a right-handed batter to play back the batter's view. And when he bowls the ball from wide of the crease with more of a round arm action, it's to create an angle which makes the batter feel as though the ball is going to hit the stumps. And then he pushes at it. And Shakib will hope that there's a little bit of turn that will then go to slip.
Nicely stroked away. That's such a lovely looking shot, just opening the face and the wide open spaces in that area, and they romp away to their 50. Sri Lanka looking very, very good here.
Left arm spinner turning the ball away from the right-hander, but they got so much confidence in the surface. And it is full. It is a long half volley. Tajul fought a little bit with his pace, didn't he, in that first test match?
It's a bit of a surprise. On average, Tajul was bowling faster than Shakib Al Hasan. And that was on a consistent basis. He did slow it down and float the balls, and in the latter part, once again, right behind that, was straight to the fielder. He did, I think, come back to his normal way of bowling in the latter part of the match. But he had a completely different approach in the first innings of the Sri Lankan batting innings.
And he gets it right. He gets a lovely little bit of drift back into the right-hander. Now all he wants to go to partner that drift is some vicious turn. It hasn't been on show. Good shot. Just be one.
At the moment, Sri Lanka's not been bothered by anything off the wicket. No gremlins at all. It's still playing easily. The bowling has not really shown any evidence of troubling them. And unless something out of the ordinary happens, Bangladesh have got their work cut out here. I've noticed Liton Kumar Das has been virtually changing the fields around, marshalling the troops even in the last over. There you go. Once again, making that change, as I mentioned.
Oh no. He's going to give them 4 runs with a wayward throw. It'll end the over, 57 without loss. That's beautifully bowled. There is some of that turn that he can get if it just bites in the surface. Bites and bounces.
It's that bounce, not too much of a turn. You see, that is not quite there. Trying to smother spin. And Shakib knows that he's pretty close. We are talking about his release points. Shakib Al Hasan, you know, when he bowls closer, he gets that kind of a turn and bounce out of the wicket. And also, come back to that in a moment. Come back to that. Waited for that one. Yes, Shakib. The 50 partnership between the two has been pretty good from the Sri Lankan perspective.
Yeah, they wanted to get off to a good start. The first 50-run opening stand in this series. Their first 50-run opening stand in 8 innings in Test. To be honest, that is surprising considering the form that Karunaratne has had. So he's just struggled for partners.
Fernando and Karunaratne will be happy because Bangladesh posted a decent total. Maybe not where the Sri Lankans wanted them to be at after being 24 for 5, but still, you needed a solid start, and that has been achieved. Need to carry on. Shakib now coming over to the left-hander.
Out there. I've been waxing lyrical about his consistency with full toss. Won't be many of those, I'll show you. Yeah. 60 without loss.
Sixty without loss. Shakib Al Hasan has got all those variations. We're talking about his release point. The one wider, when he uses the width of the crease, more often than not, that would be his arm ball. We saw the one, the trajectory, pitching outside the off stump and going straight on. This is the one that we got to see. But what do you expect? The surprise delivery on the right, the blue one, would be coming at you as a right-handed batsman. That's his arm ball. That's the weight he uses, the natural angle. Ball doesn't turn, it keeps on coming back at you. So you're expecting it to turn away, whereas it comes quickly back at you. There's the quicker delivery, the arm delivery, and that's more often than not gets him his wickets.
Yeah, brilliant use of the feet.
Oh, that's absolute poetry in motion. Lovely use of the feet, dancing down to the pitch of the ball. Rashada Fernando, then the full flurry of the bat. Look at this. So pleasing to the eye. He's so confident. He jumps down the wicket, covers a lot of ground, goes to the pitch, and caresses it.
That's the offside. They've both got starts, yeah. Rashada Fernando, 39 not out. Karunaratne's 24. His record here in Bangladesh is not good. For his standards, he averaged over 27 in test matches, Karunaratne. But he is a wonderful player and has some